You know, the game winner was good.
Yeah, it was awesome.
How did it? I mean, is your mindset just like any other kick on that, or did you feel a little something extra since it's overtime?
It was definitely nerve-wracking. I mean, it was a pressure kick, but I'm just happy to win it.
Pretty lousy on that other one, weren't you?
Which one? I don't even remember. I don't know what you're talking about.
Was there any feeling of redemption after missing one earlier and then making?
Oh yeah, I mean, definitely a feeling of redemption, feeling of relief. That team was really good, and they came here to play tonight, and I'm happy we pulled it off.
John, how do you kind of come back? It looked like you pulled the one that you missed. So how do you kind of come back from that mentally as far as the next preparation to kick?
You just got to have a quick memory. You got to forget about it. That's part of the job. You just got to move on. There's nothing you can do about that when it happens, and it definitely isn't a good thing. It sucks. You feel like you hurt the team, but I mean, it always feels good when you get another chance and get to go out there and redeem yourself. So.
Hey, John, how many times have you found yourself in that spot at the end to win a game like that?
In college?
Yeah.
One time, really. Yeah, in overtime like that, yeah, that's my first time.
Is that something you kind of relish?
Kind of relish?
Yeah.
No.
To be in a position like that to win a game?
I mean, you always want to help the team, so I mean, when that opportunity comes, you always want to make the most out of it and help the team the best way you can. But I mean, you don't yearn for that moment that all the time, you know. But if it comes, definitely want to be ready, and that's what our job is. So.
Was there more pressure on the kick before that because it's longer and you've got to make that happen overtime?
That was a scary kick just because we went out there and the snap was high. We were kind of rushed, and then Brandon put it down, and I'm looking at the ball, and it was just straight laces in my face. So I just was like, just hit the ball. And I just put my foot through, and the rest is history. But
that's the tougher end also, isn't it?
What was that?
Isn't that the tougher end also?
Yeah, not that late at night. There's no wind or anything. It's pretty calm, so.
John, the field was pretty chewed up in the middle. Did you have any, I mean, what were you looking at when you went out there? And did it surprise you, first of all, and then was it a concern?
No, before every game you go out and you walk the field, you get a feel for how it is, where you're going to kick off, how the field looks, and then you kind of multiply that by 10 by the end of the game, and then it's like everywhere on the field is pretty tore up. So, I mean, that's what you get when you play on grass, but you don't think about that,
Hey, Ryan, I'm sorry. You said you smiled when I first started to ask that. It did look different though than even at the end of last game. Did you look at it and think, what the heck happened?
No, I didn't think. I mean, you expect it when you play on grass like that, and we're a run team, so you expect the field to be pretty tore up. So I wasn't surprised or anything. I just saw it, and that's what I had to deal with. So.
Hey, Ryan, what's it like to have a weapon like that on your team when you know that you could bog down in a big situation like that and have somebody like that?
It means the world, especially in these situations. John's one of the best that I've ever seen kick the football. And he's a captain of our football team, and you can see why he's a captain. In pressure situations, he rose to the challenge. He missed that one kick, but we also had, the most confidence in him. When we went down, we gave him the 51-yarder. I didn't even really sweat it that much because I knew JB was going to make it.
Ryan, why do you think you had so many struggles in the second half trying to get on the scoreboard?
Eastern Michigan's a great football team. First and foremost, their defense came to play. They had a great game plan. They swarmed to the football, and we got to give hats off to them. But all that matters is we made a couple more plays than them to come up with the victory.
Conversely, in the first half, obviously you played really well too. 2 touchdown passes. Can you talk a little bit about those?
Great play calls. Coaches put us in a great situation. We've been working all week. They told us what was going to happen, what they think is going to happen. The receivers executed great. The O-line blocked tremendous. The running backs blocked. The tight ends blocked. And my job was just getting in the hands of the playmakers and you know, it's a lot easier when they're wide open, especially Busby and, you know, Parker. I just got to put it to where they can catch it, and the rest is history.
What happened on the interception?
Terrible decision by me. I can't do that, especially with, you know, coming into half. We have all the momentum up 17-3. That's just a terrible decision by me. That's all my fault.
Looked like you're expecting somebody to be there. Is that where somebody should have been there, but you should have still looked at it and just not thrown the ball?
I just, 3rd and 10, bad stick before the half. Should either thrown it away, try to find another read, but that's obviously my fault.
Overall, how do you think the offense played tonight?
I think the offense played well enough to get the victory, and that's all that really matters when we go and watch the film. Then we'll go see, you know, where we need to improve. But as long as we get one more point to the other team, then it's successful for us.
Were they doing anything in particular in the second half to stop the offense, or was it just not having the ball?
Just like I said, they're a great football team. You know, hats off to them. They really played well, and they really came in wanting to win. And I think, honestly, why they played so well in the second half was because I threw that interception and gave them all the momentum. If I didn't throw that interception, you know, we go up by 2 scores. You know, it could have been a whole different ball game in the second half, and JB wouldn't have had to save the day. But, you know, hindsight's 20/20, but we're glad we got the victory.
Anything else for the players?
Just a quick one, John, on the game winner there. You're kind of happy they centered it up for you right in the middle?
Well, every Thursday we practice that, like those exact moments and the pressure kicks and that type of stuff. So I was really happy that they did, but it wasn't something that I haven't seen before or anything like that. It was all planned.
Hey, I don't want to put you on the spot here, but do you have any idea what it's going to take to win a Grozo Award or win an All-American Award? I mean, is it too political to even guess?
No, I don't get caught up in that stuff. I just try to help my team win and make kicks, so I don't think about that stuff.
I figured that's it.
Darren, what did you see on that interception?
It was just, before the play, my teammate Tristan Thompson was like, what's the route coming? They ran out of this formation. It was either out in corner or like a dig in a post. So he was like, expect the corner because I'm going to be there on the post. So we're in cover 2. They ran it. I sunk under the 7, and I picked it off.
What's the difference between the halves for you guys? It seemed like the first half you guys were dominating the line of scrimmage. In the second half, they kind of came back a little bit. Was there something that changed?
I think the momentum before halftime is what changed. They did a good job before halftime using the interception to carry on that with that momentum and score. And just like when we played Arizona State, we scored right before halftime, and that set the momentum for the second half. So that's a big part of football.
Darren, could you talk about that interception, what that means to you, giving the ball back to your offense in overtime?
Man, it's a lot. It was a great game. Eastern Michigan played a great game. And we got in overtime. It was like, dang, we had another maybe couple more halves to play, basically, with the overtime rule. So I was just going out there trying to make a play and just win the game for us.
How big were those 4th down stops for you guys on defense?
Extremely big. They were already in field goal range in one of them, and they could have put more points on the board. We had a few more that they could have, if they got the first down, they could have used and put as momentum and put more points on the board. So any 4th down stops in any part of the game is pretty big.
How did you adjust on defense after they changed quarterbacks from Weigers to Glass?
Both quarterbacks really good. We knew when number 9 was in the game, he likes to run the ball, so we had to collapse the pocket a little more. We knew you can't really rush upfield with number 9 because he's really fast. So if you rush too far upfield, he's just gonna step in the pocket and come inside and run. So we just adjusted a little bit and knew we had to compress the pocket, stay tight.
What's this win mean for you guys?
Just any other win to us. We just need to use it to go into this bye week and become better. Just get better, keep improving, and learn from our mistakes. So,
yeah, it was a good team win, but we have the bye week to get better. We have going to conference play boys team after the bye week, so we have to get ready and get better before we play them.
Yeah.
A couple long receptions for them, over 50 yards. What happened on those?
Sometimes the receiver just runs a good route and the quarterback throws a good ball. We try to be in the best coverage we can be, but sometimes a better round, better ball beats us.
good ball. We had defensive line on those ones need to get to the quarterback too also. So our DBs don't have to cover for a long time. So that's on D-line. That's not on the DBs. That's on D-line. That's on linebackers. We just need to get there faster on those deep balls.
What did them switching quarterbacks do for you guys? Did you game plan for Glass at all?
We game plan for both quarterbacks. We it was it's just football. You just have to overcome adversity, and even changing the quarterback is a little bit of adversity because you can't really focus all week on just like one dude. Or we knew that number 9 was going to play a lot actually because we watched the last game. We watched Purdue and Buffalo game, and 9 played actually more than 12. So we paid attention.
Do you feel like his skills kind of gave them a spark a little bit?
Both good. They're both good quarterbacks. I think they just took advantage of the opportunities that they had. So could have been 12, could have been 9 in there. They both could make the passes that they made on us. So we just need to stop it. We just need to adjust, and D-line needs to get there. We just need to do our job.
Yeah, we game plan for both of them, like he just said, but they just usually ride the quarterback who's doing better. So he was doing better this game. So he stayed in, and we had to just adjust to his game style as we did.
What would you say was his game style? Like, how would you describe it?
He's a more of a scramble quarterback. He can sit back in the pocket, of course, and throw it because he had some good passes today. But he's more like, I see him as a scramble quarterback. He was more the read option quarterback. He'll pull it more than 12 will, but 12 is more of a sit back in the pocket and throw the ball.